This is a story about Tayo, a bright, young, and beautiful girl born into a wealthy family of the Austins. Her father became rich at an old age because he wasn't born with a silver spoon, so he had to struggle and work his way into wealth. Because of the long years of suffering, his experiences with poverty, it had created a mindset in him, and as a result, he knew very little about investments and other forms of multiplying money. He died just 2 years after Tayo was born, barely 5 years since he had become wealthy. Ada got married to her husband just after finishing her bachelor's degree from the university. They met at a local bar one Friday night, and that one night stand led to a relationship which finally resulted into marriage. Before I continue, please take a brief moment to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notification so you won't miss out on more videos. So where was I? After Mr. Austin passed away, his wife was confused and desperate. She was still young and felt that there was so much that life has to offer her than being just a lonely widow. So she gave her daughter to her sister-in-law, Florence, to take care of her. This was the beginning of Tayo's journey. At age 5, Tayo had learned how to do basic chores at home all by herself, despite having 3 elder cousins in the house. Her aunt Florence disliked her because she was a carbon copy of her mother, arrogant and opportunistic, so she thought. The presence of Tayo was a constant reminder of the witch that killed her brother. She thought to herself, the only way to avenge my brother's death is to kill the person responsible. But since Ada was nowhere to be found, and she could not harm the child, as then she would go to prison, she took pleasure in inflicting emotional pain on the girl instead. Tayo was always accused of theft, maltreated, beating for crimes she didn't even commit, and she was starved. She was not given the luxury of a proper education, but was sent to a subpar school so as to save money. Tayo was 9 when she was raped by a gang of 4 boys. And after 2 weeks in the hospital, she regained her strength and was discharged. But her aunt's only remark was, "Don't worry, this would only make you stronger." Her emotional confidence was shattered from that day. She lost her self-esteem. That vibrant young girl now became a tortoise in a shell, a shadow of her former self. The bright lights in her eyes had gone out, but despite the maltreatment, she did not stop hoping, believing that one day the sun would shine on her again. At age 11, she was sent to work as a maid. An agent had requested Tayo's service from her aunt, who reluctantly released her, not because she cared, but because her tasks in the house would fall on the other cousins instead. Upon getting to the house where she was supposed to work, she was introduced to the woman in charge. There was such striking resemblance between Tayo and this mystery woman. Stay tuned for the next part.